We've come over to Simpsons in Stroud today, and we're just going to have a quick Q&A with James, just go for a few questions. If you don't know, Simpsons have been in business since, well, in Cheltenham since 2009.
That's right, yeah.
Brian's had loads of shops before that anyway. He's been in the industry since God was alive.
Yeah, Jan was first, actually.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that.
76.
76,
Yeah.
wow. And then also, they've been customers of CERES since 2011.
That's right.
And well, I had to check my emails to figure that out, but we got there in the end. And also, they won National Fish Chips with the Year Award in 2016. And I can't think of any of the timeline information, but you now operate from Cheltenham, Stroud, and out of Vanessa, the mobile van.
That's it, yeah. Vanessa. Emphasis on the van.
Vanessa. And obviously, the big thing with Simpsons is that you'll see a lot about them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's really good that you tune into those mediums and follow a bit more. What's the easiest and hardest aspect of running a food retail business?
Okay, I think the easiest bit is actually working in the shop. Yeah, it's really enjoyable. You can just kind of switch off from all the other bits of your business, and you can just enjoy it. You know, chat with your customers and cook some good food. That's a really nice, easy bit of the business for me.
And the hardest?
The hardest bit has got to be just never being able to switch off. You know, no matter where you are in the world, if you're on a holiday, very rarely. You're always going to be thinking, what's going on at the shop? Is it busy, or is everything okay? That kind of thing. So
yeah,
that's probably the hardest bit. Yeah, it's just.
So you just never get to really, truly just
switch off.
Yeah. Okay, have to sort that out, mate. As you're getting older. How important is social media, internet, and all of that in terms of running a business?
It's massively important these days. It's the only way to get yourself out there to people that aren't coming to your shop. So especially for little shops that are on high streets or whatever, there's not a lot of traffic going by. You need to be able to reach those people. And there's not really an excuse for it. Everybody's got young members in their team. You can just add them as admin on your Facebook or whatever, and they can just do little snapshots of what's going on in the shop. Or you can pay somebody else to do it. We've got a PR team, we've got a marketing team, and they'll always help us with things that we need to be saying or ways to get out there. And, even just simple as Valentine's Day when we did the bouquet of fish and chips.
Yes, I saw that, yeah.
That went huge. 2.4 million views or something, wow. And thousands and thousands of shares. And you can't buy that kind of publicity, so you need to be able to do something that's going to get you out there. Social media is the easiest way.
And not just, I think one important thing to remember is that years ago, if we rewind only 10 years ago, you wanted any form of publicity, you had to go to the local paper.
Exactly.
And if you didn't spend £800 on an advert, you weren't getting no free PR, were you?
No, you weren't. So you'd put a snip off for free chips on it, and then it's pointless getting the customer anyway.
But social media probably
it's so much easier now.
Social media probably allows you to build up that long-term relationship with customers as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's instant feedback to us instantly. Somebody can message you and say you open.
Well, also it works. Obviously, live by the sword, die by the sword. It works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So if you've got negative feedback, you're there dealing with it right away.
Yeah.
And I think
so. That's good because then it doesn't get a chance to get word of mouth. So people aren't.
They're not going to the pub and telling 15 people. Hopefully, they're just telling you.
They tell you, and then you can deal with it, and you can sort them out, and hopefully they'll come again.
So James, what's the one thing you can't live without in this business?
For me, it's all about good staff. Yeah, they really hold everything together when you're not there, and it means you can continue running your business.
What do you do to maintain good staff and keep good staff and more good staff coming through the business?
Well, you've got to pay them properly, not cutting corners, make sure that they're treated fairly, that you're kind to them, that you have good banter with them, so that it's a nice...
They are looking at you now.
It's a nice work environment, and look after them, show them that they can progress within the industry and within your business as well. So, entering awards and things like that, and getting feedback and mystery shopping, all that kind of thing, can be really good for them, boost their morale.
That's very good. your pet hate of our industry?
I'll tread carefully, but I would say it's probably people not willing to invest money into their business. Everyone's willing to invest a lot of time into it, and they'll stand behind the range for hours on end, but when it comes to actually making a difference, making your shop look different, updating it, people need to be doing that, and they need to be willing to invest their money into it.
So in terms of refits, stock, anything?
Exactly, yeah. So buying good quality products, it's no good buying cheap products and then making lots of money on it, because you're going to get less customers at the end of the day.
Customers don't beat your door down because you buy the cheapest product on the market.
Exactly. If you've got a good quality product that you're willing to pay a little bit more for, even if you take a little bit of a hit, you're going to get more customers. So in the long run, you're going to make more profit. And the same with your shop. If it looks nice and it's a welcoming atmosphere, then I think you're going to get more customers.
I think one thing I've always heard, well, a friend of mine always says in this industry, it doesn't cost you any more to serve more customers.
Yeah.
So you're here, you might as well do the best you can do,
Exactly,
and then just keep serving more customers. So James, where do you and Simpsons and Bonnie, where do you all draw inspiration from?
I think, well, we're quite creative people anyway, so we like to have a different eye on everything, and rather than looking at other fish and chip shops, we find our inspiration from places like Oaxaca. Even if you look at Nando's these days, like some of their newer restaurants are really cool, and people are trying to do something a bit different. So when we do a shop fit, rather than just getting a team of shop fitters in, we like to have our designer on board, and then they'll sort of take inspiration of the things that we like and say, what about this, what about this? And then we can make good decisions on what the sort of feel to the shop is.
You wouldn't just rely on a shop fitter to say, oh, this is what you need. You've got a design inspiration that you want to push through.
That's right. Yeah, and everybody's on board with it as well. So we have a design team, we have a marketing team, we've got sign writers, we've got a PR team, and probably every 6 months we'll all get together. We'll just go to the pub or something, and we'll get a room, get some food and some drinks, and have a nice chat, and we'll just go through everything. And discuss what we want the shop to look like, and the feel that we want it to be going forward. And it's nice for everybody to meet each other, because then as well they can talk to each other without us even, and then they can individually come to us and say, oh, so-and-so's had an idea about this, and that's where we draw the inspiration from, really, because so many people are passionate about what we're doing that they'll come to us with ideas, and we can use those.
So thanks, James, for your time. We're going to maybe go grab a coffee or something, pack away, and yeah, we'll have a good day.